Hey, everybody. So today we're going to talk about scarcity and abundance, the lenses that you look through. So let me tell you a little something that I've learned along the way. Two people can wake up in the same market with the same challenges at the same time. And when they do this, they can completely have two different sets of opportunities, but one will struggle while the other one thrives. I'm sure you guys have seen this in your own markets. You have two different people that have the same housing market, same amount of lawns, same amount of cars that they can wash, same amount of airplanes that can be rented, whatever you're doing. And it's not luck. It may not even be talent that's helping them. What they're doing is they're going through with the abilities that they have. It has everything to do with the lens that they're looking through. Scarcity or abundance can be the factor that takes somebody from being successful and struggle. One shrinks your world, so one brings you down. It makes you think that there's no way to be successful. The inner dialogue continues, right? The other expands your future. And I know that a lot of us run into these situations. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that today is I believe that in a world with mindset, which is the series we're on, if you're not understanding what and which one you're working with, you're going to fall into that. Welcome back to Elevate with Enbody. I'm your host, Tim Enbody. And through this last 20 some episodes, my goal has simply been bringing different pieces of truth to help you be more successful on your social media, on your marketing, and the different processes that you might be going through, just like I've been going through with my own battles, struggles, and successes. And today we're going to talk about scarcity. It's not just a mindset. It is a prison. And I really want you to think about this for a second. When you sit there and you think about, do I have one? Do I have two? Do I have three? When you never think that you have enough, and a lot of times you're not thinking about, I'm only feeding 4 people tonight. It's what if I had 12 people show up? I don't know if it's something that's been instilled in us from generations beyond, but scarcity sounds like it's something that's it's like, boo. It's like it jumps on and scares you versus abundance. When you open up your cupboard, you're like, holy smokes, I'm never going to be able to eat all this food. It's going to go bad. You know, I have so many different shirts I could put on. I have so many different glasses of water. I have so many different things that I'm doing that you almost feel like you have too much. The deal with social and the social media, and as crowded as it's getting today, is everyone's already doing what I want to do, right? So when you try something new or you try to beat up on something to be better at it, there's like a part of your person, a part of your body that admits that they don't quite understand all of the abundance that may already be there, because scarcity actually knocks you down and causes that confusion. It makes you play small ball and protect what you do have in case, it could disappear, or maybe in some instances it's disappointment in your community or your pipeline. It convinces you that avoiding action is safer than even taking the chance. And a lot of times in a lot of markets, those two things, scarcity and abundance, those two things are what drives people to be more successful and shrinks others from actually tapping into the true success that they could have. It convinces you that your dream is often too big. Like you wake up and you're like, I'm going to do this. You go to bed, I'm going to do this. And then you get dressed, you get ready for your day, and you start to think small again. And the worst part, I believe, is that scarcity feels reasonable. It feels logical. It feels practical. But I'm going to let you guys all in on a secret. It's a lie. Your body, your mind, you're tricking yourself. That's where the mindset power really comes in. It's a lie. It keeps good people like you and average people from ever seeing what's truly possible. And what the secret sauce is for a lot of other people in the market is they've been able to push it aside, or they've been able to come over it. So the power of abundance is the other part of this, right? It's the flip of the coin. Abundance is not believing that everything will be easy, right? It's believing that you're capable, you're resourceful, and maybe a little relentless to figure out what's needed to be done to be successful in work, in relationships, in social, right? Abundance with your mindset doesn't hand you anything. It doesn't like to say, here's this deal. It simply unlocks in your mind and allows you to shift from feeling like you're starving, feast or famine, it allows you to go into that where you're feasting in your mind. You stop asking, is there enough for all of us? Is there enough in this market? And I almost don't even care what business that you're in. You can challenge me in the comments if you want. I'm open to it. I would actually encourage you, but I almost would say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what industry, within reason, right? There's enough for all of us. You have to stop with the scarcity and start thinking with an abundance mindset, though, because your mind tricks you. You will talk yourself out of opportunities so much. You start asking, what can I create? You start thinking, you want to stop waiting. You start to think about what I can build. You stop watching the competition and you start separating yourself in that way. Instead of thinking about this person and what they're accomplishing and this person and what they're accomplishing and look what this person's gotten, you start to focus on what you can control up here. And that's where your abundance will really start to wake up. The abundance wakes up the part of you that believes you were meant for more. The part that you silence is going to be from the self-talk of what life tells you you can't do, or what some of your friends or family have maybe held you back from because they're scared of you failing mainly. Life talked you out of it, though. So here's a quick moment of truth for everybody. Let's get really personal, as I usually do in these episodes, because I want to keep everything relevant for everybody. Think back to a moment in life when you hesitated, not because you weren't capable, but because you didn't believe there was room for you to win. Maybe it was a promotion at work. What if I ask and they say no? Maybe it was a social media that you're looking ready to, you're trying to post. What if I post it, nobody likes it? Maybe it was launching a dream project. Maybe it was stepping out of the shadows into the spotlight. Scarcity stole that moment from you. Now imagine if you had stepped forward instead. Imagine how different things might look right now. That's why I believe with mindset, this all matters. Because every time you choose scarcity, even subconsciously, you have to remind yourself there's a small version of you that goes that way, but there's a big part of the opportunity that can go towards abundance. And the shift really happens when you break out of that scarcity, starting today. Call it out. It's a lie. Every time you hear yourself say, not enough, there's not enough for me, immediately ask yourself, whose voice was that? Is that mine or is that fear? Find one example of abundance in your world. Proof breaks patterns. Look for someone succeeding despite the same conditions that you guys are both already in, and take action. Don't let scarcity push you down. It never would. It would never help you be successful. Send this message maybe even to yourself. Make the post, record the video, ask for the meeting, go for the promotion. Try the idea of abundance. Abundance will choke out scarcity. Identity. The identity of the abundance mindset, it's really, truly, it's the moment you say, I don't chase opportunity. I create it. I don't wait for permission anymore. I give myself permission right now. And I'm not done living like the world's running out of space for me anymore, because there is space for me, for you. The more that you can imagine, the more that you can see, once you stop looking through the lenses that keep you feeling small with scarcity, you start to see more. It means you're waking up, guys. The fact that you and the world around you is bigger than what you actually can imagine at times really can open you up to what opportunities are really out there. We all have scarcity holding us back, and we all have opportunities for abundance. What I want you to do is simply take a moment of time. Don't wait until tomorrow, and figure out if next time you have scarcity in your mind, is it self-talk? Is somebody telling you this? And tell that person to shut up and realize that there's abundance opportunities. If you went on social media and you didn't see any marketing for your industry, and you didn't see people having successes, then maybe we'd have a different conversation of either a different line of work, different marketing tactics. But along the method and the thought process of mindset, I really need to challenge you to ask yourself, literally stop and say, time out. Am I telling myself that I can't because there's not enough? Or am I going to tell myself I can because there's an abundance of opportunity out there? Until next time, everyone, keep elevating your business and your brand.